Hey guys, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to Union Cross. There's two new medals that just hit in JP, one being a high score challenge and one being pullable that we should see in global, except for one issue. The Nightmare Before Christmas has not appeared in the global version for a very long time, and that's because certain issues. It kills me inside that we're probably not going to get this Jack and Zero medal, just like we didn't get Oogie Boogie, just like we didn't get Lock, Shock, and Barrel, and plenty of other stuff as well. So I'm going to do this, but take this with a little bit of we might not get this at all. Maybe 100% not get it, which is sad because of all of this. But it's a good thing in a way because the medal is okay. It's not amazing, it's okay. So let's talk about it. So before we do start off for this medal, it is a skip. I'm going to explain that why it's a skip. And I'm also going to explain why it wouldn't be a skip, but it's up to you guys what you guys want to do with this. So if you're here just for a pull or skip, that is the option. And for the Zack medal, it's a definitely go for, but again, it's a high score challenge medal, so you got to compete for it. So it's a good medal, and this medal is skippable, but I'm going to explain why this medal is okay in some situations and why you can also just skip it out. Another thing to take note about the Jack Skeleton or Jack and Zero medal is that it's not coming back. So it's Robloid, thank you for the translations by the way. On Robloid's notes, he said that this medal will not be coming back in future medals, and that's probably because it is a Nightmare Before Christmas medal, so this is probably going to be the only time that they release it, and you're not going to see it in future banners. So if you guys do want this for your collection, that's just something you got to think about. But we're not here to hear how much I love Nightmare Before Christmas, so we're going to talk about the medal itself. For one turn, it buffs your upright strength by 3 and gives 120% guilt after it's activated to itself and all the other medals. Anything before it doesn't get that 120%, only when he's activated. So, again, everyone, foretellers, Era was the first one to offer this 120%, and this is a tier 5 compared to a tier 8, so this is just going to keep growing. And if it doesn't grow, this is just going to keep appearing on more and more medals. So another reason I just really didn't want to pull for the foreteller medals, because 120% is just going to appear everywhere. Just like the Kyrie and Xion, it just keeps growing. We thought 60% was impressive, then we got 80%, then we got 100%, and now we're at 120%. And it hasn't even been that long. So this just keeps growing and growing and growing. So take that with a grain of salt. If you ever see this increase on another medal, the medal better be amazing with it, not just a 25 multiplier. But we're going to continue from that point. 120% guilt increase. He is upright speed, so he does really good in a lot of Keyblade slots. Doesn't have to be super early. Just like the Fairy Stars, he's on the 3rd slot, which is not amazing, but usually people use their Vanitas to copy the medal in front of it if you're going for an upright setup. But these days, what's stained glass medals buff upright and reverse strength, so it can work either way. That 120% would be better in a 2nd slot. So with 120%, this can really help you clear a lot of quests. If you guys don't have anything near the 120%, if you guys are just using Kyrie or Xion in your setups, on the Fairy Stars, that 3rd slot there, being copied by Vanitas, so Vanitas can also be a Jack Skeleton if you want with Zero. That 120% can help you with your other medals to pass that Sephiroth quest, can help you pass any quest that you were just missing, like 800 bars of HP or less. That 120% compared to Kyrie's and Xion's 80%, that is a huge jump in guilt. So that can make the difference, but you got to ask yourself, is that worth 15,000? The medal is a 25 multiplier, 25.05 multiplier, which is really good for AoE, but only at tier 5. If you guys have been pulling for tier 6s and 7s on those banners and future banners that do have guaranteed tier 6 and 7s as 7 stars, you're probably pulling a couple of good AoE medals already. So his AoE is not impressive. He is a prime medal, so he does get an extra 1000 chip and dales, but he is super effective to all attributes. So he will be effective to power, speed, or magic. It doesn't matter what he faces. This is one of the strongest PvE kind of medals in the game. It doesn't matter what Keyblade you use, doesn't matter what enemy you face, he will do maximum damage. Now he's got very big defaults because of this. A very big downfall because of this. PvP wise, he's not going to do anything. Multiplier wise, you know that, but just because super effective medals just don't do good in PvP. So it's only a PvE medal. So if you're pulling for this, it's exclusively for PvE content, which is not bad. Super effective medals are really good, just his multiplier is not that impressive. So that 120% can help all the other medals on your Keyblade to just do that much more damage compared to just the Kairi and Xion 80% guilt. But he deals 11 hits and he doesn't ignore enemies' counters. He doesn't raise the enemies' counters. He doesn't have any buffs or debuffs with them. He is very plain. I don't know other way to describe it. Like, he has a good multiplier. He just doesn't have any buffs or debuffs. He's got super effective damage, good PvE, bad in PvP. He's got 120% guilt, but he doesn't skip anything else. So you're only going to do good against red counters and not blue counters, because red counters is every medal you use lowers the counter by 1. But if the enemy has blue counters above its head, that's per hit. And him not ignoring hits, dealing 11 hits, that's where the whole 120% guilt kind of dies off, because you want to use it against those really hard quests, and those usually hard quests have enemy counters of like 5 or 3 or 2, especially the organization events. So he hurts. It hurts that this medal isn't what I expected. So like, let's jump onto cookstracker.com and see where he sits. So at a 25 AoE, when we look at AoE medals and we put on tier 5s, he is going to be the best. So the prime medals we have single target AoE. Their AoE is 23.85. So right away, Jack and Zero are doing more damage. If you look down here, Mr. Incredible over here is doing a multiplier of 24.70 with the 90% guilt increase. So you can see that he sits better than all of these for AoE wise. There's no better tier 5 AoE than him. But like I was saying, if you're pulling for just AoE medals in general, if you got yourself lucky, if you did get Sephiroth, or in the future for global players, if you guys do get Sephiroth, you're going to have a better multiplier of 31 there, where you have Riku again, 31.48. And of course, if you guys were pulling for just the foreteller medals, if you guys got foreteller medals, you do have an AoE multiplier of 34.15, which again is the best AoE in the game. And then if you were pulling for those tier 6 or 7 and you got lucky and you pulled some Sephiroths and stuff like that, they got multipliers of 32.41. And even so, later on as you upgrade your medals, 29 multipliers are just going to do way better. So he doesn't sit somewhere that's amazing, because look, you got all this ahead of it. This is what's behind it. So it's not sitting at an amazing multiplier, but it's not sitting at a bad multiplier. But again, tier 5 its era, prime tier 5s are kind of coming to an end. Even though they did release another upright magic medal, even though we had an upright magic medal, we just didn't have a medal like this. So it's a second prime upright magic, and we're still missing the speed and reverse power for the collection, which a lot of people pointed out that Riku and Sephiroth were the two attributes that are missing, but they continue tier 5s anyways. So in my opinion, I pretty much would only pull for the medal itself, collection-wise, and there might be some situations where he'll help you. A 5 pull, you're guaranteed a 6-star every time, not a trade medal, you're guaranteed a 6-star. So if you guys pull once and just use fairy tickets and Micking brooms to finish them off, that works. If you pull 5 times, you have rerolls of traits using those 6 stars to be put into it. So you could get good traits on it, but again, it doesn't ignore enemies' counters. It doesn't apply any other buffs or debuffs. And I'm pretty sure that 120% guild is going to carry on into other medals and even get bigger than that. So he's just not really worth it. It hurts to say that, because I love this medal. I want to collect all the Jack Skellington, all the Nightmare Before Christmas medals, but he just doesn't kick it for me. He just doesn't have it there. So we're going to continue on and say you're okay to skip if you want to. It breaks my heart. All right, so we got Zack. Zack is here in a high score challenge. What does Zack do? Zack is a beast. There's nothing compared to him right now. Reverse speed, top of the line. So if you guys are just lacking reverse speed, I would compete in this high score challenge. He's basically a Bob and Jack or Sora and Simba, but a reverse speed version. He's got a multiplier of 27.72. as a 6-star and a 7-star 53.66. So exactly like them. He just raises your reverse strength by 3 because he's a 7-star. All 7 stars except for certain VIPs and farmable medals don't get that, but because he does, he gets ×3 for making a 7-star. He is 1 turn, 4 hits, 9 costs, so attack boost max with SP gauge 0 is a must, especially him being a reverse speed. And if you ever want to use the Proud Mode Keyblades, that's what you guys got to do. You can't put 9 costs on the Proud Mode Keyblades. It just doesn't work. Missing 8 doesn't have enough gauges to support that 9 unless you have +2 gauges traits on a bunch of medals. So he is random, tier 8. He's just like the other guys. He sits beautifully, really, really high. Like I said, he is like Bob and Jack, so there's not much to explain about this guy. If you go for the best multipliers in the game, he's going to sit right here or between these guys. So Boss Xemnas, Bob and Jack, Sora and Simba, Leon and Cloud, you guys have all that huge multiplier, 53.66. And again, they keep bringing out these high score challenge medals being the best ones, and I feel like it's something just around the corner that's going to be like them, but they're going to raise enemies counters, or they're going to put great buffs or debuffs, or have that 150% guilt or something like that. They're going to come with incredible stuff, not just being heavy hitters, because these medals just don't have anything to them except for their powerful strength. And if you get extra attack or -60, -60 ground or aerial content for PvE, they'll destroy it. No question, they'll destroy it. For PvP wise, if you get extra attack or +1000, they're gonna kill it. So they are just the top tier. This is the time you guys should be pulling and trying to compete in the high score challenge just to get not even top 5,000, just get the tier reward to get the medal itself. These are just incredible medals. And like I was saying, for reverse speed, you don't have a lot of options in the game. So in JP, they did get the Vanitas Remnant B, but when you look at everything else, 35 multiplier, 39 multiplier, 50 multiplier, 53.66 is huge because it just drops down from there for AoE, and then single targets become 29 and 30s. 53 multiplier for reverse speed. Missing 8 is going to start looking good, a lot better than it was before, especially people who pulled phantoms with -60s and extra attacks. Once I get my hand on this medal, I'm going to start using Missing 8 more because I have Invisible. I'm going to get that medal. I've got my Phantom over here with -60s for ground aerial and +1000. So I'm looking pretty good. I did skip it on this. There's still the VIP boards for it. 35 is not bad. An AoE of 23.85 is good. So I might even grab that and have a good Missing 8 Keyblade. So if you guys are a fan of reverse speed and you've been itching, this is the time. If you guys have been buying VIP, you also have a way better chance of making a better Missing 8. If you didn't buy VIP, doesn't matter. Keep 2 copies of that medal separate and use phantoms and other medals to copy it. Like on the Missing 8, you do got yourself that uprights speed slot. Where is it? Missing 8 right here. So Anti-Form Sora can sit right here, copying your new medal of Zack, and then you can use Phantom to copy another medal of Zack, and use Dust to copy backwards on the Zack if you really want to go for pure reverse speed. So helping those stained glass medals, helping those foreteller medals that just do the one attribute, or any prime medal that comes in the future that just focuses on one attribute, this is going to kill it. This is the kind of stuff in PvP that would just be like massacre. If you get the proper traits, even if you just get the medal 7-star, it's just a really powerful setup. And probably not one of the best, but still really good. 53.66, anti-form copying it, and it's still a reverse. It turns out really, really good. And again, if you do get stained glass medals that are reverse speed and it does both of them, so it does upright and it does reverse defense up and attack up, you can still use your Sora and Simba right here. You don't have to copy that new Zack medal. You can just use Sora and Simba, and then you're laughing because all the buffs and debuffs will be taken care of from the stained glasses. So for people who do go for stained glass, and there is a reverse speed version, if it comes out in the future, that's going to turn out beautiful. A beautiful Missing 8. So besides that, you can't really talk much more about it. There's nothing bad to say about the medal. It deals 4 hits, which is great, and it costs 9, which is not great. That's the biggest downfall. It costs 9. Zack is just so good. Competing for top 5,000 is probably going to be very hectic. If we do get this high score challenge in global, I'm definitely going for it. If we get Jack and Zero in global, I'm probably just going to go for it because I like the series, and if it's limited, I'm going for it. We haven't seen a Nightmare Before Christmas medal in a very, very long time. So, of course, it's a waste, but I want it. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of these medals down below in the comment section. Are you going for it? Are you skipping it? Are you guys competing in the JP High Score Challenge? How's it going? Because honestly, I'm hoping we get this High Score Challenge very, very soon. I'm sad that we missed Leon and Cloud because I did want that medal as well. But we'll see what happens. We still have a chance. Even though we never seen Nick and Judy. Nick and Judy never showed up, so I don't think Cloud and Leon's ever going to show up. But we do have Zack. Zack's like a huge favorite to a lot of people, so there you go. You got husbando in the game. Anyways, guys, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll see you in the next one.